Hi everybody, I'm Kimberly Edwards from cookingwithkimberly.com, and this is Cooking Like Alpha Beta Pie with Kimberly Edwards. Shout out to Alpha Beta Pie, my girls. And today, well, it's a weekend morning. You might have gone out and had a good time last night and feel kind of shady this morning, or you're an early bird and you like the weekend, or you have things to do. You're playing sports, right? You need to eat, irregardless. Like everyone knows that. So I'm going to show you guys how to make an omelet today, a simple omelet. Now, it's a little more frou-frou. You don't have to do it this way. If you're like stuck in the dorms and stuff like that, you can just use a whisk or even a fork. In a bowl with the eggs, I'm going to use a blender to really fluff up the eggs. You don't have to do that. It's just, I'm at home and I can do that. So there. All right, so I'm going to show you, first of all, I have on the stove a large, not my largest, but a large frying pan. And it has I have some bacon grease left over from cooking bacon this week, and I'm using that. But you can use butter, you can use like canola oil if you have to. You gotta use what you gotta use, guys. I know, everyone's starving college student, I get it. All right, so into that pan, it's already preheated. I have it right now. I'm going to put it up to medium. I have it on medium heat, okay? I am going to show you how to slice these. I've just taken some green pepper, sliced them into long strips, put them all together, lined up, and now I'm just rocking back and forth in an oval motion like that, up and down, like that, keeping the knife tip to the board the entire time, and keeping your fingers like this so you don't chop them off. This is an extremely sharp knife. I get to brag a little bit because this is my brand new knife I got this week from ProChefGearPlus.com. Thank you very much. This is a Mercer Renaissance knife. It's a chef's knife. It's the 8-inch chef's knife, and I love it. It is nice and heavy. It's extremely sharp. I got a nice little paring knife too. These bad boys are high carbon German steel. Now, they are made of chromium, molybdenum, and vanadium. Now, everybody in university, are you in organic chemistry or anything like that? If you guys know anything about your elements from high school, well, you don't need to know. All I'm telling you is the chromium, it helps keep the knife rust and corrosion resistant, okay? The molybdenum and the vanadium are for uniform hardness, to keep this knife like perfectly straight and strong and all that good stuff that you need it for. So that's what they're made of. It's pretty cool. I think it's like the surgical steel, the stuff they use for, surgical equipment. Let's not talk about that while we're cooking. Into the pan goes my green pepper. Now, I used maybe a quarter. What did I use? Yeah, about a third, maybe a third of my green pepper, and I just made nice little chunks, this big, just nice little chunks. That's it. Into my pan. I have some really great big mushrooms this week. Shop around for nice mushrooms. They're cheap, but make sure you get nice firm ones so they don't go all slimy on you in 2 seconds. But I'm using great big ones, so I'm only going to use like 2, I think, in this. I'm cooking an omelet for 3 people. I'm slicing these mushrooms ever so thinly. Cool. Be careful of your nails. There you go. Of your fingers. There you go. Keep those fingers tucked back. Let the knife do the walking. That's why you need sharp knives. If you don't have a sharp knife, you are using more pressure. You're pushing down and you're holding things, and all of a sudden it goes, and then you slip and you slice your finger, and it doesn't feel nice. We all know that. Into my pan goes those mushrooms, and I'm just going to soften these guys up. So here they go. Move them around in the pan. If you need to turn it up so they start really cooking nicely. I'm going to put some freshly cracked pepper on there. Put some freshly cracked pepper on it. I'm not going to put any salt in the mushrooms yet because mushrooms have a lot of moisture, and the salt sucks out the moisture so quickly that the whole pan gets like wet and soggy, and I don't want wet and soggy. I want these vegetables to kind of just saute nicely, and then they'll soften up. Then I can put the salt in. So I'm just going to let this go for a minute. Actually, it's going to take a while. I need to turn it up. If you're using a gas stove, I find that you need to really turn up the heat higher than a regular element stove or a flat top stove. Okay. I also have some ham here, I should say. And I'm just going to chop it into little chunks. This is my apricot honey ham from last night. Check out that recipe. It was really easy, super tasty, really inexpensive. College kids, seriously. If you guys have a dorm or access to like an oven, this is easy and it can feed a couple people. Go in on a tiny ham and do it up, okay? So I'm just going to slice, I don't know, that's about a ½ inch, I would say. And I'm just going to... I'm going to take my little paring knife. I just don't want the skin. I just don't feel like it today. So I'm just slicing the skin off all the way around. Now this little paring knife is lovely. I have smaller hands and it's easy for me to maneuver. Some paring knives are really clunkier. I guess if you have bigger hands you don't notice it, but us with the smaller hands, there you go. So I'm going to slice this just like I did kind of my peppers. I'm going to make just chunks. Alright, so I'm going to line those all up, and then I'm going to slice it the other way. Make nice little squares of ham. And right now, I'm going to throw that in the pan right now, because that's going to give nice flavor to the mushrooms and to the peppers. There's the ham. I might even do a little bit more ham. Bear with me. Sorry guys, this is real live TV, so I'm really cooking for people and I need to make it right, so sit tight with me. Hold on. Alright, there goes the skin. Thank you, paring knife. That's also a Mercer Renaissance knife from ProChefGearPlus.com. If you can't find them anywhere, that's where you can get them from. Alright, and into the pan goes my ham. Good stuff. Now, if your pan looks like it needs a little bit more oil, like the oil has all been soaked up, those mushrooms are known for being sneaky like that and soaking up all the oil. I don't have any more bacon grease left, so I'm just going to put a chunk of butter in, just to make sure that these have enough oil and they don't burn. Stir it up again. Now you can use a wooden spoon for this, you can use a spatula. Try not to use a metal spatula in your non-stick pans if you can, because it scrapes it. I like to use these little scrapers. These are the best, but you have to get the kind these are silicone, I guess, and they don't melt, they can resist the heat of your pan. But I like to cook with these all the time. I do my scrambled eggs like that. Now, I would usually, when I do scrambled eggs, I just do a fork, but today I'm doing an omelet, and I'm going to do it a little more fancy and show you a different kind of way, okay? I also have some cheese ready, so we're going to put cheese in it too. All right, I'm going to go 2 eggs per person, and when I'm cracking these eggs, I don't want to just crack them right into the blender, because guess what? Check this blender out. There's blades in there, right? So if you drop a shell in there, do you want to put your hand in there and try and fish it out? Absolutely not. Don't do that. Don't do that. Use a bowl. It's easy. You can see exactly if it went in there. If a shell does go in there, the cool trick is to use your eggshell. It's like a magnet for eggshells. Believe it or not, it attracts itself. And if you use it to scoop in there, you're able to attract it faster and easier than if you've ever tried to get an eggshell out and you fished it around the bowl and chased it for like 3 minutes and you're so frustrated. You know what I'm talking about. Your finger doesn't work, a spoon doesn't work, nothing works. So that's 4 eggs, 5 eggs, 6 eggs. Ooh, see, that's what happens, right? There you go. 6 eggs. And I was blessed enough not to have an eggshell in here. Alright, so into this I'm going to put some freshly cracked black pepper because I love cracked pepper. You can put plain old pepper in if you want, but this is what I'm doing. There's that pepper. And oftentimes I would put parsley in, but parsley's not in season right now. It's winter here, and I'm not putting the dried stuff in today. I just don't feel like it. I'm going to fancy it up a little bit too, college kids. Sorry if you don't have this there. I apologize, you college foodies. I was too. I know. You want to go get those ingredients. Go get those ingredients. Check out Qualifirst Foods. You can go to qualifirst.com if you're in Canada. And if you are in the States, Pro Chef Gear Plus also has like spices and cool stuff like that. So you can check it out there, and they have pretty good prices. So today I'm going to use, instead of salt, just use table salt, guys. But I'm using fleur de sel today. Fleur de sel is a fancy salt that comes from France, as you might think, as you might put together. It comes from France. It comes from the ocean on the shores, and they harvest this salt as the tides go out and it dries. You know, anyway, there's like salt fields, kind of, sort of, and they harvest this beautiful salt. So lovely, and it has a different flavor, obviously, than any salts from all over the world have different flavors. Okay, because of the landscape and the what's in the ground. So here we go. Oh my goodness, I have this on high. That was the wrong pan. There you go, it happens. So I'm turning this pan up, that's why we weren't cooking. Cool. Cool story. Alright, so I'm still sauteing this up. Now it's at the right temperature. These are looking nice. Your mushrooms are going to be your limiting factor there. Now my pan is nice and hot over here. This is ready for the omelet to go in. I'm going to cool this down because it's an inferno right now. Turn it down. Alright, so into the blender goes my eggs. I'm not putting anything else in. I want these kind of simple today. Eggs, like seasoning wise, because I'm putting these beautiful mushrooms and the ham and the peppers, and I'm putting cheese in. So use whatever kind of cheese you want. If you have mozzarella, to me mozzarella is kind of a bit boring. It doesn't really have any flavor in an omelet because other things take over. So I like something that's like a cheddar to stand up. Today I happen to have ground like Tex-Mex, so I'm using Tex-Mex today. Whatever, use whatever you want. All right, so also into this blender I'm putting a splash of milk. This just lets it go a little further, lets it, you know, stretches out your recipe a little bit. You got me? Okay. College kids, take note. Okay. Stirring this around. This smells awesome. This looks beautiful. This is almost like a Western omelet, like minus the onion. Okay, there's no onion here today, but you can put onion if you want to. So I'm going to buzz this up for a couple minutes, like maybe a minute, I would say. I want it very fluffy and frothy up to here. My mushrooms are nearly done, so they'll be ready to go in the omelet when I'm ready. Now I'm going to replace this nice hot pan. I have some bacon fat in here too, maybe a tablespoon or two, because it's a great big omelet. Relax, everybody. You're not going to soak all that up. Okay? All right. So let's let that go. I'm putting just a dab of butter just to get that. You want butter flavor in your eggs, don't you? I do. That's what I want. All right. So here we go. We're going to buzz it up, and I'm going to do it on the highest setting. And it's not working, Mommy. There we go. I would say the eggs are going to look like they're going to double in size in your blender. And then, of course, it's a whole bunch of bubbles. So when it comes down, it comes down a little bit more than what you think. But it seems to maintain a really nice fluffy texture in the eggs if you do them this way. Don't neglect your veggies on the stove. So yeah, if everyone's over at your house and hungover, you're going to be making this. People are going to love you. You're going to love you because you're going to be starving. Take care of yourselves. Be healthy out there. Goodness. All right. Now look what this looks like. They look pretty. I'm going to do it just a little bit longer. A little bit longer. No harm in that. Okay, my veggies look perfect. I'm turning them off. Now my pan, I'm just making sure that the oil is all the way around, covering every little bit, because that omelet is going to stick. Alright. I have this on a medium-low heat. There we go with our eggs. They're nice and frothy. Okay. So I'm going to just pour these into the pan. Wow. The quicker you can get it into the pan and start it to cook, the better off you are. Hold on, I'm just grabbing a big lid. Now that it's frothy, it's quite a thick omelet, and I want to make sure that it cooks all the way through. I don't particularly like my omelets with the brown bit on the bottom. That means it went too high a temperature for too long a time. It got brown. I don't want my omelet brown. I like my omelet nice and yellow. I don't like that at all. So I'm going to turn this temperature nice and low, and I'm going to put a lid just up here to cover that and hold some of the heat in. That's a nice trick. Keep that low heat, low and slow. Got me? So I'm going to let that go for maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and I'm going to come back to you and I'm going to show you how to finish this omelet off in the pan, okay? Sit tight. Hi everybody, it's about 5 minutes later, and my omelet looks like this. You have a little bit of liquid still on the top, still trying to set, but the majority of it is very, very cooked. So keep that on there, and you want to keep that lid on there as often as possible. But right now I'm going to assemble this, and what that means is I'm going to put my ingredients in now. These are already cooked. Like I had shown you, these are the mushrooms and the peppers and that ham. And I'm just going to arrange them all over 1/2 of this omelet, because I'm going to flip this omelet in half in a second to finish cooking. So you don't need those ingredients all over the whole top. Get them in there. I have lots today, which is awesome. I love lots of flavor. That's great. Okay. Next goes my cheese. Be as generous or skimpy as you like. I guess it depends on how much you have. On top of all that goes my cheese. This is probably about 3/4 of a cup of cheese, or to a cup of cheese. Okay. I like my stuff a little bit spicy. Right now I'm going to put this lid back on while I talk to you. I like mine just a little bit spicy. I'm just going to add a tiny, tiny bit of cayenne pepper on the top. Now, college kids, listen up. You guys out there who are foodies and you love to eat nice things and you don't have the money to get those ingredients. This is one ingredient that can kind of really change your repertoire of what you eat and make you feel like you're really having something awesome when you're eating ramen. You understand what I'm talking about? Got you. Okay, so this is La Chinata smoked paprika powder. This tin costs about $5 or $6. It's going to last you for a long time. It is power packed of flavor. Crazy flavor. It's smoky, it's sweet. You can put it on veggies, you can put it on meats. Hold on a second, I can't get it open. It's bright in color, so it's pretty, and so it accomplishes that flavor goal and that aesthetic goal that you're looking for. Ugh. They have a sweet variety, they have a bittersweet variety, and they have a hot variety, kind of like that Hungarian paprika pepper. Paprika powder. So try this out. You can get this at Qualifirst Foods. Go to qualifirst.com, and they're located in Toronto. I ordered this stuff in the middle of the night one night, and it was here by like 11 in the morning the next day. So if you're ordering it at your dorm or something, like it'll be there in 2 seconds if you're in Toronto. Like probably same day. Got me? So try this out. You'll like this. You can really expand what you're doing with that. And today I don't want that because I have actually cooked with that quite a bit this week. So, okay. Now what is left is just foam, and I'm going to let this go for just a couple more minutes. And I'll show you in 1 second. Hey guys, I know you're getting blinded by my light. I'm sorry. So this is what's going on. You've got your cheese melted, all your veggies on one side. See, that's just a little bit of liquid running. Now, it's almost done, correct? You're going to take one of these scrapers. These are the bomb. Go grab one. It's only a couple bucks. Run it all the way around the edges. Now, you had all that nice bacon fat, and you had all that nice, some butter in there, hopefully. And it should come right off the edges. You're using a nonstick pan. Now, this is the tricky part. This is a heavy omelet. It's a big omelet for everybody, right? So what I need to do is I need to try and lift this sucker up. And it's not ready, actually. Let's see. Is it ready? It is ready. Oh, here we go. I think it's sticking. See, it happens to the best of us. Don't fret. Still going to roll it over top. And roll it over as best you can. Okay. Roll that edge over. Let that cook a little longer. And as that goes a little bit longer, because it's a little bit softer than I thought. As it goes a little bit further here, then I'm going to roll it one more time in. I might even try and do it from this side. Let's see if I can do it from the side. Nope, it's not ready. So you do one roll over, and then you're going to flip it over again. So everything's kind of in the middle, and everything's closed up. So I'm going to replace this lid again. And go with it from there. All right, it's perfect right now. It's ready to go. It's all lifted off the bottom. And now I'm going to flip this edge over to the middle as well. I have the help of my handy dandy huge spatula as well. This is tricky business, and you're going to do one great big flip. So, and there you go. It's completely covered. Now what I would like to do is I'm going to flip it one more time so that that open seam is on the bottom. Flippy, flippy. And that's going to seal this up. There you go. Now you have like a nice tube, right? I'm going to cover this up for 1 second longer, just to make sure that that center is completely cooked, right? All those, the heat is being held in it now, so it's kind of steaming the rest of it too, and it's cooking it. So it should be pretty much done by now, especially when I get it on your plate. So give it one more second, and I'll bring you over here. Now, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do on mine. I don't know about everyone else, how they feel about this, but I'll show you something. Okay, let's sit tight. Cilantro is an herb that has a lot of flavor. It's really inexpensive. And when you love it, you really love it a lot. So I'm going to serve mine anyway on my plate with some finely minced cilantro. If everyone wants some more, they can have it. And I'm using my knife. Okay, I'm going to show you some knife skills. So you put everything together, you roll up your leaves, and you slice them like the oval thing I told you the other day, or earlier. So you slice that way, you're holding it all. And then you rearrange it all, put it back together, wipe it off your knife, and then you go through again. You're holding one end of the knife with your fingers at the tip, and you're holding it down. It's not moving. And then you're moving your hand with the knife all the way around. Wipe it off, reorganize your leaves until it's small enough to where you're happy. Be careful with those knives. All right, so there's my cilantro. I'm going to move it over. Cool. Here's my omelet. Okay. Now, I'm just going to chop it into roughly threes. So this one is what I'm going to garnish. That'll be mine. Extra mushroom. Okay, and I'm just going to sprinkle cilantro all over. Now you can sprinkle parsley if you want to. That's cool. You can serve it with a lime on the side. You know, you can serve it with hot sauce. You can serve it with a thing of sour cream. Whatever you have, college students, be creative, okay? Well, this is Cooking Like Alpha Beta Pie with Kimberly Edwards, and this is how you make an omelet. This is a mushroom and pepper and ham and cheese omelet. That was pretty simple. It took a little longer on my gas stove than I would have liked it for you guys, but should be a little faster for you guys on your stoves. And that's it. Follow me on Twitter at Cooking with Kim E with a capital E. Check me out on Facebook and like the fan page. It's facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. And my site is cookingwithkimberly.com. My shows are on YouTube. youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly. There's that omelet. Looks lovely. And hold on, I'm going to try it for you. Check out the site, grab some recipes, interact with me, let me know what's going on. I want some hot sauce too. Sriracha sauce. see. Super hot. Careful. Perfect weekend dish. Excuse me. That's the bomb. Try that. You'll love it. Check out the site for the recipe. Experiment with your ingredients. Use your leftovers, what you have. Okay, everybody? Be a champion in your kitchen. Eat deliciously. Bye.